91. A 5.36 gram sample of NH4Cl was added to 25.0 mils of a 1.00 molar NaOH, and the resulting solution diluted to 0.100 liters. Letter C. What is the pH of a solution that results when 3.00 mils of a 0.034 molar HCl solution is added to the solution? Okay, so since this is part C, there's going to be things that we need from parts A and B, specifically part A in the last video. So that's exactly what I pulled up here. And if you need any clarification as to where these numbers came from, just go to the last video. If you guys are on the playlist, we'd go in depth into why these numbers exist. So the numbers that I'm pulling is from the last battle between acid and base, right? Weak acid and a strong base, we have the remaining number of moles. 0.0752 moles of the NH4 plus, the ammonium, and then the 0.0250 moles of the ammonia, NH3. The red is signifying that this is the acid part of the base, acid part of the buffer, and this is the base part of the buffer. We also did find out from last video that the pKa of this system was 9.255. We just have to find out another pH. However, since we're dealing with buffers, we're going to maybe see if we could use the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation again, which is this formula right here. So this one is very easy to use because if you're dealing with buffers, which we are, right, we have conjugates of each other and we have quantities. So anytime that you have quantities of both your conjugates, you can use the Henderson-Hasselbalch. We're trying to solve for pH. That's what they asked for. What's the pH of the solution? From the last video, we did find out that the pKa of the system was 9.255, so that number doesn't change. The only thing that's going to change is the new concentrations or the new moles of the base and the acid. Before, these were the numbers that were plugged in for the base and the acid to solve for that pH. But now we have a new battlefield. We're adding now HCl. So instead of doing like a balanced equation and doing all of that, what I like to use is I just like to use a 3-tier chart to show like a battlefield of sorts and what's going to happen when the buffer is reacting with the strong acid. Now, in order for this to work, we have to identify that HCl is indeed a strong acid, right? But that just comes from memorizing your 6 strong acids. HCl, hydrochloric acid, is one of them. So when you're adding strong acids to a buffer solution, it's just easiest to do that chart. So let's do it. So let's maybe put one, I guess we'll do it over here. 1, 2. There we go. That's pretty simple enough. And here's the 3 individual components. Now, the only thing that really matters here, just to make it easy, is I like to put the strong acid or the strong base in the middle. So in this case, the HCl is going to be in the middle, and maybe I'll just say that that's the strong acid. I'm writing it in red in purpose, intentionally because it is an acid, right? And then it doesn't matter which one of the buffers you put on the left or the right side. The base could be on the right, the base could be on the left, it doesn't matter. But the idea is that the buffer has to be on the left and the right side. So maybe let's just do buffer acid. So I'm writing that in red. And then over here we have the buffer base. So I'll just say buffer B. So the buffer acid is the NH4 plus. It has the 1 more hydrogen. So that's the acid. And then the base is the NH3. It has the 1 less hydrogen. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just bring this. I think I have. That's good enough. Actually, that's even better. Let's maybe bring this up a little bit. Okay. So now, when we're using this battlefield, the only rule that there is that only moles are allowed, no molarities. So that's why I just took the mole values from last question. So we're now starting off with 0.0752 moles of the acid and 0 0.0250 moles of the base. But now the question is, what is the moles of the strong acid? Well, they did tell me that I had 3 mils of a 0.034 molarity solution. So they gave me a molarity and they gave me a volume. So I think of molarity, the molarity formula, right? Because I have to get moles. Molarity equals moles divided by liters. And if I want to solve for moles, I can just kind of cross multiply, right? So moles would equal molarity times liters. And this is, remember, for the HCl. So let's see. The moles equals the molarity, well, they gave me that, 0.034. And I'm just going to times that by the liters, but they gave me a mil. So I have to just quickly convert mils into liters. But we know how to do that. Milliliters into liters, all we got to do is just divide by 1,000. Or you could take the decimal and move it to the left 3 times. I'm just going to plug this in just so that I have it ready for my next calculation. So 0.003 liters. Okay. And now that goes over here. So let's calculate the starting moles of the HCl. So that number times 0.034. And I get 1.02 times 10 to the -4th moles of the HCl. And HCl is a strong acid, so I'm going to write it in red. 1.02 times 10 to the -4th. Okay. Now, in order to start the battlefield off, the idea of a buffer is that it always wants to combat the strong acid or the strong base. The idea is that you want to hopefully get rid of all of your strong acid or strong base, in this case, strong acid. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this number. But now, by using this number, we started the battlefield. And whatever this number is the same number that goes on both the buffer acid and base side, because when you're dealing with acid-base equations, it's always a 1-to-1-to-1 relationship. But I'm going to write it in red because it came from the strong acid. And it kind of helps for visualization. Okay, now I'm going to do this, and all of your strong acid hopefully gets eaten up, right? But let's just see if that's true. Now keep in mind, if you already started with an acid and you're adding more acidity, is this number going to increase or decrease? Red goes with red. They're the same color, so this would be additive. On the flip side, you're starting with the base. This is where the battlefield's really going on. The base is trying to bring down all of the strong amount of acid. So this would be subtraction. So let's just see what these two numbers are. 0.0752 plus 1.02 times 10 to the -4th. So for the new buffer, I have 0.075302. And for the base, let's see, was it able to clear it all? We should not get any negatives. Ah, good. So the strong acid is completely all gone. 0.024898. And now these are your new numbers after the battlefield, after that strong acid was added. And it's a good thing because Henderson-Hasselbalch, you're allowed to have moles or molarity. When you're doing your battlefield, it's really pointless to go back to molarity because you're just making a new ratio, but the numbers are basically equivalent to each other in meaning. So what I like to do is I just like to take the moles and say, okay, that's what we're using here. 0.075302 for the acid on the bottom, and the new base is 0.024898. And now we just got to do the math. So let's go for it. pH equals the pKa, which was 9.255, plus the log of the the base divided by the acid. I'm just going to pull this over a little bit. And then I'm just going to restate the numbers. 0.024898. And then the base was, the acid was 0.075302. You can plug this all in the calculator at once. I think the calculator will understand what you're trying to do. Or you could just do the log and then just add it to 9.255. But let's see what we get. Log 0.024898 divided by 0.075302. And I'm going to add that to 9.255. And I guess 2 total sig figs. So we'll do 2 after the decimal. So that would be 8.77. And I don't think it even changed. I think, because I remember saying lucky sevens in the last question. So basically, it's basically the same pH. But that's what a buffer basically does, is that if there's any, not systematic, but if there's any like overpowering acids or bases that are entered into a system, the buffers will secure it. And they will secure it so that the pH value does not change. And we have our own buffer solution in our body, the carbonic acid and the bicarbonate buffer solution for our blood pH. And what that does is that system helps make sure that our blood pH is relatively the same all the time. So if there's any strong acids that are entered into the mix, the buffer will remove it. Any strong bases that are entered into the blood, the buffer will move it. And the pH will basically not change. Homeostasis. Okay, cool little bio lesson right there. Anyway, I really hope that this helped you out. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and keep studying hard. We're almost done with this chapter, I believe. So let's keep rocking and rolling. Okay, bye-bye.